2015 ITTF World Tour China Open. This is a Super Series tournament in the World Tour. I'm Adam Bobrow, and coming up right now, we've got Yuling of China versus Ying of Germany in the women's singles quarterfinals, and you can see what we have lying ahead today. Some other quarters final matches, another men's after this, then women's and men's again. Some of the most exciting players left in the tournament, including Timo Boll, Xu Xin. We've got a chopper defender, Ying, coming up right now. Short pips on the backhand side, playing the young Chinese player at 20 years old, Yuling. Recently played a finals on the World Tour. They've only faced off once before. Head-to-head, Yuling took that match as 1-0 against Ying. Ying having a strong tournament so far. Just beat teammate, also young Chinese player, Chen Meng, number 8 in the world, who's often likened to Yuling in style and generation, of course. So we'll see how Yuling handles. As far as the draw goes, the experience against defenders is going to be less with Yuling than, say, Liu Shiwen or Ding Ning. Ying has not spent quite as much time on the World Tour in the past several months. Since the German Open, haven't seen her in a few tournaments, took a little bit of a rest. Been training here and there, not playing quite as much. Ying is the number 15 seed in the race to Lisbon, which is the World Tour Grand Finals coming up in December in Portugal, Lisbon, Portugal, later this year. The 8th seed in the race to Lisbon is Yuling. Yuling, world rank number 4, currently the 3rd seed in this tournament, and definitely an up-and-coming player in the world. So we'll see how her speed, power, and control come into play out here. Ying, with the short pips on the backhand side, has been known to flat hit and punch it back to win points. Strong aggressive play as well when the ball's left a little bit too high, but an all-around chopper for the most part. Of course, at this level of play, all defenders have a forehand attack for when they need it. There's not a single defender who's world class who has no attack. Masato Shiono, a player who played this tournament. Real quickly, Chun Chin Shi from Chinese Taipei, head umpire. Masato Shiono talks about how defenders should be 100, well, not 100%, but that they should focus on their defense and that should win the points. More traditional view on defense. Although Shiono himself has a very strong attack when he needs it on the forehand side. You can see the counter on the backhand right there. A little bit bigger defensive play from Ying. Good to see her back in action. More defenders in the game, I think, creates some very exciting rallies, longer rallies, and forces different tactical play from players. Makes it a little bit more difficult for aggressive players to use the power from their opponent's top spinning shots. We saw one of the hardest shots I've seen in a long, long time from Ai Fukuhara versus Ding Ning earlier, when Ding Ning spun the ball up on the table. Fukuhara just took a swing, and the ball just appeared to disappear. Even in slow motion, it was tough to see. So these women are fighting for a spot in the semifinals. It's a best-of-7 match. Yuling's going to start us off with the serve. Here we go, love all. Top of the net and out for the first point, going to Ying. Break off the top of the net, and the first 2 points are split. Right after the contact on that, it looked like Ying wasn't happy. Right up in at the table. It's going to be tough for Ying to get that ball back with a chop. Seemed a little bit indecisive there. Not sure if she was expecting something different.
One, fight.
Right now, Han Ying hasn't really had a chance to settle in as far as placement goes. She's been left hung out to dry right in near the table as Zhu Yuling's attacking early on. And that's the type of patience that I guess impatience really. Zhu Yuling sees the ball a little bit higher, still loaded with spin. Timing's right in the sense that when the ball's closer to the net, you want to take advantage of it, but it's difficult because the ball's out in front. Second point for Han Ying this game. And that's the longest rally we've seen so far this match. Han Ying bringing it back for many shots this rally. It's going to take a lot of focus from Zhu Yuling. Of course, settling into the rhythm of the game and getting her defense into play. Han Ying had a little trouble doing that for the first half of this game. Huge power from Zhu Yuling, waiting and catching the ball right at the rise. Watch this one more time. So much snap on that. Two backhand punches in a row with little spin from Han Ying on the Pip's backhand side. It's going to be difficult for Zhu Yuling to get in a counter game. You got the short Pips. It's Yan Sen right there, doubles partner from Wang Liqin. Quite a career in Chinese table tennis. And suddenly, from down 1-6, Han Ying's back within 1 point. Quite a turnaround in momentum. Han Ying, 32 years old, the more experienced player by a handful. Beautiful angle, Zhu Yuling stretching Han Ying deep out wide to the forehand side. I was impressed the first one came back. Just one more, even wider. Natural inclination is to come back and cover the middle of the table when you're out that wide. But it's an easier shot for Zhu Yuling to continue going wide with it. Three attacks in a row didn't do it. Zhu Yuling able to block it back time after time. Fourth attack goes long. Han Ying still testing the waters, trying different strategies out here against Zhu Yuling. And after a big forehand is blocked back into play, Han Ying goes to defense. Zhu Yuling earns the point and has 4 game points in game 1, best of 7 here. Counter loop goes into the net, 11-6. Zhu Yuling, strong performance in game 1. We'll see what happens in game 2 just after this. We're back for game 2 of the women's singles quarterfinals. Han Ying lost game 1 6-11. Has some work cut out for her here. The defender now has the serve. Sort of a different looking chop, fast, flat. She's working hard, she's earning the shots out here, but it's taking more than one, taking more than 2 attacks to finish a point. Even in at the table, big forehand followed by the backhand. Sees the opportunity, a little bit flat on the last ball. There it is. Finally able to finish the point with the forehand. She's working hard. Down low, right back in, ball left just a little high. Han Ying known to have quite an aggressive game, very threatening up near the table. Tempting ball again, a little high, but loaded with spin and out in front. Much better start for Han Ying. Was down 1-6 in game 1. Starts off even at 2 points each. Now the defender's serve is very important. You'll see a lot of backhand serves from choppers. Any break they can get to keep the receiver guessing, a little bit concerned, leaving the ball a little high for a third ball attack opportunity. Well played. Yuling working really hard here. Look at how many attacks it takes off topspin shots. That's a low ball. Last one loaded with spin, really just kicks up and out. You can see by the reaction of Han Ying how much jump that ball had, in case you didn't catch it watching the ball. Inside out, misleading with the shoulders and hitting it behind Han Ying. Yuling almost in the same position she was in game 1. Winning the last 3 points in a row. Soft touch right at the baseline of the table. Yuling seeming very calm, very controlled. It's a loud let call. Han Ying definitely searching for some answers out here. Started off the game looking in control. That doesn't seem like it's going to be the answer. Defense nor offense so far. Been very successful this game. Last 6 points in a row have gone to Yuling. There it is. Ball left up high and near the net. Han Ying had to work real hard for that one as well. Inside out forehand early in the rally. Comes right back like it was no problem for Yuling. Last ball had a little bit more topspin on it. Popped up. Counterattack just missing long. 9-3 Yuling. Getting the lead back to 6. Strong counterattack on the forehand side. And you can tell from Han Ying that there's just a confidence there. She's going for the big counterattacks. Comfortable in that game. Good pressure from Yuling. Deep to the backhand corner. Now 6 game points to go up 2-0. Surprise for the players, a little game point graphic there with some music. Spin shot, and it's trouble. Han Ying cannot counter it with the backhand. 11-4, Yuling convincingly takes the first 2 games, 11-6, 11-4. Han Ying is going to have to come back with some answers in game 3. We'll see just after this.
It is wild at heart. It is walking forward alone. It is love. It is a light in the dark. It is arbitrary, passionate. It is unlimited, but more, it is eternity. It is in your heart, yesterday, today, and tomorrow. The GER.
And the players are back for game 3. Han Ying losing the first two, 11-6 and 11-4. Zhu Yuling with the serve, very much in control so far. Stepping in, seeing the ball high and hitting it out wide to the backhand side. Zhu Yuling waiting patiently for the opportunity. Confident stroke right through that ball. Now, Han Ying's weapon of being able to counterattack can often be an element of surprise for a lot of people. Playing against a defender, you don't always know what's coming at you, but you can pretty much be guaranteed that Zhu Yuling has done her studying after Han Ying beat Chen Meng. Against Chen Meng, Han Ying lost the first 12-10, but then won the next 4 games straight to take the match. Had her eye on the short side of the table, but a lot of spin from Zhu Yuling made the ball kick up. We don't see that too often. A missed receive. Defenders used to bringing it back on the table. Outstanding point, Han Ying, remembering the point before, the time when she was stretched wide to the forehand and then it went even wider. Eventually, Zhu Yuling hits it back to the middle. Han Ying comes in ready to attack, punish a high ball. That one's just left too high. Touch shot up high on the table. Han Ying right there. Flat hit right down the middle, a little bit off the top of the net, but still a well-placed shot. Finishing right into the body. Han Ying ties it up with a big forehand again. Deja vu smacked away. This is really going to force Zhu Yuling to be thinking about how she plays pushes back. The backhand side has been less threatening, but in a push rally, keeping pace on the ball and putting it deep to the backhand is difficult. For Han Ying, it seemed like she might have wanted to go back into a chop, being that far off the table, but stuck with a bit of topspin on the forehand side, found the net. Nice cover of the middle from Han Ying. And Zhu Yuling sort of practicing what was given to her, just a reminder. Overdoes it, the floating push, long on the table. This is something that's going to be very effective for Han Ying as a defender, varying her spins. We even see a lot of defenders when they come running into the table twiddling their racket to use the inverted side to keep some heavy spin on the push. The middle looked attractive, but it's the shortest part of the table. From the middle, right down the middle. Yuling, low percentage shot, just long. Yuling coming right back in, 1 point down. Now, even after winning 2 games this match, playing 2 rather, Yuling has not lost a game, not a game yet this tournament. Han Ying fighting hard for that. Watching her attack, the stroke is so long, it seems very difficult to recover. She's also going low to the ground with it, really getting her body into it. Well-placed shot, Yuling waiting for the moment. Han Ying played that point well, was patient, didn't rush shots, attacked, went right back into the defense game, waiting for the opportunity. And that ball right there, Yuling just full extension with the arm, out wide. Han Ying varying up her placement. Not just placement on the table, but even the trajectory of the shot. It's changing the pace, making it a little bit more difficult for Yuling to really settle into a rhythm. That's an unforced error. Han Ying had the opportunity, wanted to go wide, move Yuling around a little bit, get her out of her comfort zone. Yuling's been fast on her feet this whole match. Completely befuddled by that ball right at the back edge of the table. It's a game point for Han Ying now, 2 of them. After the backhand punch comes back, something about the forehand loop, the stance of Han Ying just seems odd. If she has to take it twice in a row, it almost seems like she's going into the splits. An uncomfortable position to be in. 1 more game point left. There it is, gets out of the game, 11-9 by the narrowest of margins. Han Ying is on the board, and that is the first game that Yuling has lost this tournament. We'll see if the trend continues for Han Ying. Game 4 coming back just after this short break. And we're back for game 4. Han Ying getting her first game in game 3. 11 points to 9 over Zhu Yuling. First player to put a dent in Zhu Yuling. That ball left a little bit high, and Zhu Yuling demonstrating some authority with that forehand. Again, Zhu Yuling only 20 years old, number 4 in the world currently. One of 2 players that seems to be the next generation of leaders in the Chinese national team, Chen Meng, Zhu Yuling. Han Ying really being pushed to react quickly to some of these forehands out wide to the backhand and right into the body. And early on in this game, Zhu Yuling showed us her confidence with the fast attacks off the chop. It's not easy to make such confident shots against defensive balls like that. Just really low, heavy spin deep on the table. That happened really fast. Let's see that again. The forehand attack from Han Ying. Counter attack blocked up off the edge of the racket. From far away, I think the head of the racket of Zhu Yuling was sort of in line with the clamp of the net. Now, in theory, if a player hits the clamp of the net and the ball comes over, it's still in play. The clamp is considered part of the net. Saw it earlier this tournament, Samsonov in his last match against Li Hua from Singapore. Right near the net, Zhu Yuling staying at the back of the table, quick to move in. Ball comes up just a little bit, and watch her move in, stay close, and then plays the wide angle off the side of the table. Very confident shot. Han Ying and the timing on that ball. You can see she's hungry, she's aggressive for this forehand attack. I think the shot selection is right. Just a little bit late on it, catching it on its way down. Right idea. Beautiful chop deep into the backhand corner, comes rushing in to exploit a beautiful surprise chop. The follow-up forehand attack with the angle, just too wide. Floating chop, not a lot of spin on it. Han Ying varying it up, keeping Zhu Yuling guessing a little bit. Now while Zhu Yuling feels in control here, it feels watching this that she's in control. Remember, she lost last game, and it's just a 2-point game right now. Powerful shot, brings Han Ying back into the table. And this is a clever strategy. A lot of players against a defender, they'll loop 1 or 2 and then leave it with backspin up on the table, bring the defender in, and while they're close, they'll use the power, not allowing them time to defend themselves. Again, while Han Ying's in near the table, Zhu Yuling taking advantage of that. Fast shot into the body, smart tactics. Had the opening on the forehand side. Han Ying just overdoing it. 5-point lead for Zhu Yuling to go up 3-1. The attack opportunities, we see that she's very comfortable going for the attack, but it just hasn't been working out so much this game. There it is, game point sound. 6 game points for Zhu Yuling.
Turn, fight.
1 game point saved by Han Ying. And the hesitation there, the temptation to go for the attack. Han Ying was always looking. Pushes it into the net from in close, and Zhu Yuling takes the game. 3 games to 1 now. We'll be back for game 5 and see if it's the last of the match or not after this. And we're back for the 5th game of the women's singles quarterfinals. Zhu Yuling, the young player from China at 20 years old, is leading 3 games to 1 over the 32-year-old Han Ying from Germany. Huge forehand, crushing to take the point. Zhu Yuling really has to time that just right because that ball was not very high when she hit it. Made it look like a piece of cake. Again, walking in like nobody's business, just a walk in the park. Another potential cake reference there. Look at this, steps around. Han Ying just has to guess like a penalty kick which way to go with that one. Just missing wide, the shrug of the shoulders. Again, Zhu Yuling fighting to make this the last game of the match. Seen a bit more defense than Han Ying. Ties it up at 2 points each. After last game, there were a whole lot of attack attempts from Han Ying. Seems like she almost forgot about the defensive side of her game, which while her attacking game is quite threatening, the defense is what she's, she's a defender. That's her specialist. Wait, her specialty. There we go. So much power from Zhu Yuling. That ball that's down low from under the table, Han Ying fished it back up with some topspin. When the ball's under the table, it's a good opportunity for a defender or any player really to put a little bit of wiggle, a little side spin, some after motion, the snake. So the opponent has to guess which way the ball's going to jump. Good look for Zhu Yuling. Han Ying was in at the table, but the middle from the middle again, lowest percentage shot, difficult to execute. Han Ying looked like she hesitated a bit. The topspin shot, the follow-up, could have gone for a bigger forehand, and I think that's what her body language said right after the shot. Why not go for the point winner? angle again. Yuling really playing some low percentage shots with high percentage right on the line. And that ball really wrapped around the outside of it to play it wide.
Come up.
Timeout for Han Ying, gonna have some words. The coach in the corner. Now usually Han Ying here with Coach Shep, maybe not with her husband. From a comfort standpoint, defenders, if they're not settled in, if their feet aren't planted right before the shot is hit, it's tough for them to go either way. You see the same thing with an aggressive player who's backing off the table when a ball's left high. If they're trying to lob or get into the fishing game, they can't go side to side as well if they're still backing up. On Yuling's side, as far as comfort and control goes, Yunsen keeping her calm, relaxed, and confident. I think this is an important part of her game. Her shot selection, especially at 20 years old, Yuling showing very wise play, something that Chun Meng had trouble doing. Shot selection and also deterring the attacks of Han Ying. But Yuling forcing Han Ying to try and find any strategy she can right now to win points more consistently. She's deterred the attacks. She's put many of the chops to shame. Huge flat hit from Yuling. It's like she sees everything in slow motion right now. The rotation of the ball. Complete flat hit. Very difficult to bring back on the table. No topspin on it.
Whoa, 6.
And we don't see Yuling denied that shot too much this game. The tongue is out. Flat hit does not go. Han Ying takes the point. She anticipates well this time. Yuling's flat hit, she knows has no topspin on it, so she's gonna have to lift a little bit herself to bring it back over the net. Sometimes it can be frustrating. You hit a ball you think should win the point and it doesn't. Next time you try changing something else, players get a little bit impatient. There it is, Han Ying right back in it, 6 points each. From corner to corner, she's covering the ground well, coming right back into the table. Not an easy task. This is where leg strength and footwork really pays off for the defender. Bringing the ball back on the table is what they're known to do. Patience and persistence from the attacker. Heavy topspin deep on the table. The ball kicks out to the middle of the table, and Yuling seemed a bit caught off guard by that.
I'm up.
Ball just jumping out. And now the timeout is called by Yan Sun. It's going to be Yuling who needs a little bit of conversation in the corner. 3 points in a row for Han Ying. And the balancing act of defense and topspin as well for Han Ying has become a threat for Yuling. Sort of curious to see how Yuling is going to be using her serve. Again, defenders have a little less pressure to do something really impressive with the service received because they're getting ready for the attack. Not necessarily trying to hide from the attack or derail or deter the attack. As long as the ball's not left too high or near the net, they're comfortable to start the rally. Although you'll see some defenders, many Japanese defenders like to use, I guess a lot of them with long pips, will tend to turn the ball out wide to the forehand, hitting it off the side of the table. Han Ying using the short pips on the backhand, which is a trade-off. A little bit different response on the receive, but you've got the backhand punch shot a bit more consistently. Almost one more after a few lobs deep on the table. The ball was hit right into the body of Han Ying. Really turning. And that one just jammed her a little bit, really lifting the shoulder to get it back, or attempting to get it back. Huge forehand out wide to the forehand side. Yuling really punishing that ball. An 8-7 lead, 2 points right out of the timeout. Han Ying was leading 7-6. Break off the top of the net. Fortune for Yuling and misfortune for Han Ying. That ball 2 bounces on the net and several on the table. Nothing Han Ying can do about it. In the counter game, again, the foot, I guess the foot positioning of Han Ying looking a little bit odd on the counter attack with the forehand. Sort of fans up, stops the stroke, but still the placement was solid, giving Yuling some trouble. Huge forehand again, just devastating power and placement from Yuling. We're looking at 2 match points here for Yuling. Just long off the back of the table, and Yuling will be moving on to the women's singles semifinals. 4-1 over Han Ying of Germany. And she's taken revenge for teammate Chun Meng. Han Ying has tried many things out here today. We saw it, but Yuling, very well studied, very well practiced player. At 20 years of age, number 4 in the world, is moving on to continue in this tournament, the China Open 2015. Stick around. The next match we've got coming up is Timo Boll, known as Boar here in China, versus the young 18-year-old Fan Zhendong, world rank number 3, just after this.